quiet room this morning.
It is. Not many, is there?
No, they're going to be getting it that lot when I see them.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Wolves, and we'll start off with Alan at Sky.
Thanks, Andy. Morning, David.
Morning.
Winning is a great habit to get into, isn't it? 2 wins in the 2 games at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Great for confidence, really. How are you feeling at the moment about it?
Well, it was a really good victory. The Premier League victory was a great win against Brighton. Brighton are a very good side and never easy to play against. So to get the first win was great, and obviously we backed up with a cup win in midweek, which never easy. Any of the cup games are never easy, and pleased to get through.
Yeah, smiles on the face of the fans, smiles on the face of the players as well. Especially Jack Grealish. How pleased are you with how quickly he's settled in at the club?
I'm really pleased because he's a real talent and someone who we're hoping that we can help get back to the levels where he's produced over many years. So he's helped us already. He's suddenly got a couple of games back to back. So I hope we can continue to build on it. Get fitter, stronger, and get used to playing again. Really.
I mean, the fans are excited with the attacking players that you've got in the squad, David. The likes of Iliman Ndiaye, Jack Grealish, Tyler Dibling, and Carlos Alcaraz. All in the same side. I mean, some people would say it goes against the sort of David Moyes mantra of the past.
Yeah, well, that's what people might think. It's always been the thought that I want my teams to be entertaining. I want them to try and score as goals wherever we can. But ultimately, the best teams in the Premier League tend to have the best defensive records as well, and we've got a good defensive record, and we've had that last season. So I'm trying to build on a chance to see if we can score more goals and make more chances when we can. We didn't do it in pre-season, so we've had to bring in people who can do it. I'll not be able to play them all at the same time, but we're really pleased with the people we've brought in.
Just in terms of bringing people in, then I think you said at one stage you did want 10 new signings. You've had 8 if you include Carlos Alcaraz as well, coming in on that permanent deal. Are we likely to see 10?
Could do, but I don't want to raise all the expectations all the time. I think for most of the summer I've been saying that we will be making signings. We'll be looking to make signings, and we have done. Whether we get anything over the line before Monday night, I couldn't be sure of that yet.
And are there specific areas that you are still targeting?
Yeah, well, of course, if we're bringing things in, there's areas we feel as if we need, and if we can do it, great. If we don't, well, we'll go with what we've got.
Would that be defensively, given I wouldn't say problems, but the issues you've had there?
Well, we've had a few injuries there, but I just said that in the main we've been pretty strong defensively over the last year or two here, so the boys have done a very good job, but we want competition for them, and we want them to realise that there's people sort of breathing down their neck, but we're also quite happy with the ones we've got here at the moment.
Wolverhampton Wanderers away from home, they haven't had a great start Premier League wise, with 2 defeats from their opening 2 games. What are your expectations going there?
Well, you're making it sound as if that Wolves aren't a good side by what you're saying, and I would completely disagree with that. I think Wolves have got a good side, and I think the manager's doing a very good job, and they're developing as a team. They've got some very, very good players. So I'd go against what your question was, but look, we go to Wolves knowing that we know we've got a difficult game, and we're going to have to play really well to get a result.
What you have done, though, David, is since your arrival again in January, is improved that away form, which has been crucial for Everton over the years, getting points on the road. I know the strength will hopefully be at Hill Dickinson Stadium, but points on the road in the Premier League is vital, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it was. We had some terrific wins last season on the road when we come in, so I hope we can keep it going. We've been to Leeds, and we were a bit disappointed in the game against Leeds, albeit a decision slightly went against us, but overall we're going to go into the game at Wolves and hopefully see if we can come out with 3 points.
Just finally from me, any further update on squad, team news, etc., injuries?
No, I think most things are pretty much the same. I think it'll be every Premier League team at the moment squad won't be confirmed till after Monday's deadline, really, whether it be in injuries, etc. So I think we're all probably looking forward to getting rid of the window and then starting to work with the players who we all have.
We saw Mikalenko back on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And ready to go for.
I hope so. It was good that we got him back because we've been short for recent weeks. So getting him back is really important for us. Adam's still got a little bit of a problem with his ankle. He's back doing some training, but we'll just need to monitor him and see where he is.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Alan. We'll go to Richard at Premier League Productions.
David, on that note, what's your assessment of where this group of players are right now, given the injuries you've had to deal with, given the number of new faces that have come in over the last 4 or 5 weeks or so?
Well, I don't think you ever really want to bring in as many players as we've had to do, but we always knew this was going to be a summer like it. We can't fix everything in this one window, and we can't repair all the damage which was maybe from past. Not so much damage, but more to do with with lots of loan players, with people out of contract, etc., etc. So we have to try and get it all back in order over the next year or so. But look, this window's given us a chance to bring some players in. Hopefully the ones we bring in improve on what we had last year. That would be the plan if we could do. But I have to say the players who played for me last year and with me, I thought were fantastic from January onwards. They really did. Their results, their attitude, their commitment, and we want that to stay at Everton. It's really important to the club.
And given the injuries and players playing out of position, thinking Ilman played on the right obviously last week, James Garner's played at left back, how much are these players showing you in terms of their versatility and what they can do for you?
Well, I think versatility is a big part of football now. I think you have to be able to play at times in numerous positions. I think it's more relevant in the modern day football than it's probably ever been. So it wasn't by design that we had to play them where injuries caused us for different things. Ellie's different. Ellie can play on the right or the left. It doesn't really matter to Ellie, so we're quite comfortable with that.
And you've spoken about the attacking qualities that Jack brings to the club. At this point in time with where Everton are his leadership qualities proven to be just as important?
I think his experience will be hugely important. He's played in huge games and also played with some great players. So I'm hoping that his nous helps us, and we need it here because we've got to make sure that we keep a level of experience in the team round the club. I think that's important, even being a Premier League team. That if you want to remain a Premier League team, that you do have that big level of experience.
And you've just warned us about some sort of complacency when we talk about Wolves. With that in mind, how do you approach the game on Saturday?
Well, I didn't mention anything about complacency. I just said that we've just got to make sure that the questions come in are giving Wolves the due respect which they are. Wolves have got a good team and they've got many good players. So we'll go there knowing that it will be a really tough game.
And just finally from me, in terms of everything you've spoken about, has this been one of the trickier Augusts in your managerial career?
Yeah, I think it has been. I felt that really since we beat Newcastle away from home in the last game of the season last year, and since that day I've really been working on recruitment, and I found it a really difficult summer for us regarding bringing. We've had a lot of players who have chosen not to come, and we've had to work really hard and putting in a lot of hours to try and make sure that we get enough players in. At the moment our squad numbers are still small, but if things change maybe before Monday, then that would be good.
Best of luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, Richard. We'll go to Julia at Radio on the other side.
Morning, David.
Morning.
Mansfield was your 500th managerial win. Tomorrow will be your 542nd game as an Everton manager, equaling Howard Kendall's record. You talk about. I didn't know if you knew that stat.
I didn't. No, I didn't know them at all, and I don't know if that's a good record or not. 500 wins, but anyway, I'll take it. It sounds okay.
Celebrate it anyway.
Yeah, I will
it's a
do.
good
There's
milestone.
some
Just when you're talking about that rebuild though with Everton and hitting that kind of number and equaling Howard Kendall's record, I just wondered how you have found this rebuild since you've come in as your second spell.
Well, look, the biggest thing I think about is we've got a wonderful new stadium, and I think it's really important that we try and get a wonderful team, not a new team, but a wonderful team if we can get that. We're trying to give the supporters something to shout about. I hope they realise that we can't do everything right away, and we might not get everything right immediately, but we'll try and get things back on the right track, and we'll try and bring in players who'll give us what we didn't have, which was probably a lack of goals last season as much as anything. So we're trying to bring in some players who can give us more goals, more assists, etc., so that we can get a greater goal tally. And as I said, look, we'll need to keep working at it. It's not going to be done in this window. And even just now, I'm still talking. Even with the window still open, I'm still talking about. We've got January window, and we've also got next summer, because of just the way it is to make things right. It's going to take a while.
When you talk about that, when players are linked to Everton at the moment, people will say, "Oh, he's a David Moyes style player," or "That's not." I just thought I'll ask you, what is a David Moyes style player that you would be looking for?
Well, look, it's a good question, and I'd say I don't think I've got anything which is any style. I've got to say, I watch so much football, and I look at players, I admire them, all different types of players. But I think it's what we think the team needs. There'll be times when we're saying, we need a attacking winger. We need more speed, or we're needing maybe more stature, or we're needing more pace. So all those things we start to look at to see what's required. So I don't think it's necessarily down to what David Moyes wants or a David Moyes player. I think more to do with what Everton requires. Everton requires everybody to come with a brilliant character, committed, accepting that we might not be absolutely correct in everything we do, but the players here are very strong, and we want them to remain that. So everybody we bring in, we want them to have a great character.
Harrison Armstrong midweek, 2 assists. He got player of the match as well, and played probably rather like a senior player that had more games under his belt. Does that mean a loan for him is off the cards? Do you feel he can learn more with you now?
Well, I've got to say, I think that a loan's there if we want for him. There's plenty of teams who want to take him on loan. He played really well in midweek. He showed that he's got the potential to be a future Everton player, that's for sure. So we've got a decision. Do we think we're going to give him enough games between now and say even January? You have to remember, in January we've got African nations where we'll lose 2 or 3 players to African nations. So we've got that in our thought process. Even in buying players, you're always a bit worried. Are they going to AFCON, for example? So because we're going to be losing numbers in January as well. So from that point of view, we're looking at Harrison to say, do we get him some more game time now? Do we keep him with us? So it's something we're looking at. But we were really pleased with how he played, and he's beginning to come on. So he's looking at a very good future Everton player.
When you're looking at your strikers, you said there you need more goals. Just midweek, it was 14 shots, 6 on target, and there's been debate about if the strikers need to be more prolific. What's going on in here with the strikers, and do you feel they're hitting the targets that you need them to hit?
No, they're not hitting the targets. I want them to score more often, obviously, but that's what we have. We certainly don't have the money to spend 65s or 70s on centre forwards. We don't have that, and that's why we've tried to get a centre forward in quite early, which we've not played in probably in today's market. Very low price for a centre forward. So we have to accept that we don't have that level of finances to do top end centre forwards who might give you far greater numbers than what you've suggested there.
Where's Yusuf Chimiti fitting into this then at the moment?
Yusuf is got a good chance of going on loan. That's where we'll probably go on loan. Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Julia. Any further questions in the open section? No? Okay, thank you.